Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Mikel Arteta says incredible Arsenal player should be fine to face West Ham. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has shared some good news regarding the fitness of Bukayo Saka. The Gunners boss, speaking to the club's media team on a Friday, said the 22-year-old looks okay to feature against West Ham. Saka scored the opening goal for Arsenal in last week and the 3-1 win over Liverpool. However, he was forced off with a light injury, prompting fears over his fitness. The Gunners' attacker was taken off after 80 minutes after a collision with Darwin Núñez. He left the field limping and was replaced by fellow Hale and graduate Reece Nelson. However, Arteta played down any injury fears involving Saka, telling the Arsenal website the following: "He's been recovering this week and he looks okay." Indeed, the first line of the article on the Gunners site confidently said, "Bukayo Saka is available for selection for Mikel Arteta's squad against West Ham United on Sunday." The Arsenal boss also revealed that the likes of Zinchenko and Tomiyasu remain in contention to feature in the London derby. As for Thomas Partey, the Arsenal boss said, "He is progressing really well, but it's a bit too soon to tell you exactly when we are going to have him back. It's great news that the incredible Saka is, or should be, fine to feature for Arsenal against West Ham. The Gunners are buzzing after their solid win over Liverpool last time out, but they will need to be at their best against a Hammers side, desperate to get back to winning ways." In addition, playing at West Ham's ground is always a bit of a daunting experience for any opponent, particularly a London rivals. It looks as though Arsenal's personal situation is positive ahead of the game, so let's see what happens in this highly anticipated clash. Mikel Arteta could start Takehiro Tomiyasu for Arsenal against West Ham. Arsenal will look to maintain their momentum as they take on London rivals West Ham United at the London Stadium on Sunday. The Gunners have won their last three games in the Premier League and will be hoping to start a year with four consecutive league wins for the first time since 1935. Arsenal are in an especially optimistic mood after blowing the title race wide open with victory over fellow hopefuls Liverpool last week. Mikel Arteta has received a further boost with the return of Takehiro Tomiyasu from the Asian Cup this week, following Japan's quarter-final loss to Iran. While it's obviously a shame that the 25-year-old fell short of glory with his country, his return will benefit the Gunners in pursuit of silverware this term. With Zinchenko currently out due to a calf injury, Tomiyasu's return to London Colney could not have been any more timely, and on Friday, Arteta hinted that the world-class defender could make his first Arsenal outing of the calendar year against West Ham. The Arsenal media team asked the Gunners boss about the latest on Tomiyasu and Zinchenko's fitness, and his response was upbeat. He said, "We have a few still in contention. They have been evolving really well, so we'll have another training session on Saturday. We are hopeful we are going to have a few back and that we can put out a very competitive squad out there." You'd think that Tomiyasu is likely to get the nod ahead of Zinchenko for two reasons. The first is that he is likely to be fitter, in that he is not carrying any knocks while Zinchenko is. The second is that Tomiyasu is stronger defensively, and considering West Ham have the dangerous Mohamed Kudus in their ranks, the Japan international would be better suited to handling him than Zinchenko. Mikel Arteta says £27 million Arsenal player has come such a long way at N5. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has praised Gabriel Magalhaes for developing into such a great player and person. The Gunners boss, speaking to the club's media team, said the 26-year-old changed a lot of things since first arriving at the Emirates Stadium. Gabriel has won Arsenal's Player of the Month award in January, the fourth time he has picked up the accolade. The Brazil international is also set to make his 150th appearance for the Gunners if he features against West Ham United on Sunday. Both of these facts point to a player that is indispensable for Arsenal, but 6 months ago, things could have been very different. Gabriel was left out of the Gunners' first three Premier League games of the season, leading to doubts over his future. Arteta initially opted to partner William Saliba with Ben White and also experimented with Thomas Partey at right back. With the Premier League season starting during the summer transfer window, there was speculation over whether Arsenal could potentially sell Gabriel. As per Football London, the likes of Real Madrid, Juventus, and Al Ittihad were linked with a move for the former Lille powerhouse. Nothing came of the speculation as Gabriel stayed at Arsenal, and since then, he has never looked back. Asked how his influence has grown on and off the pitch over the past few years, Arteta said, "A lot of things have happened to him. His role in the team has grown. His personal life is also very different to the one he had before with his family and his language. He also changed a lot of things in his life and improved his mentality. He can decide what he wants to be, and I think he made the right call to take the direction he took." In the current Arsenal squad, only Bukayo Saka has started more games for the Gunners than Gabriel, who has started 142 matches and came on in the other 7. Mikel Arteta insists he is really happy with the £12 million Arsenal player right now. Mikel Arteta has been speaking ahead of Arsenal facing West Ham United this week and in the Premier League. The Gunners boss goes into the game fresh off the back of a brilliant win over Liverpool last week, and Arteta and his team celebrated the win widely, much to some pundits' disliking, and the Spaniard knows a win over the Hammers will only strengthen their push for the title. Of course, a number of his key players did the business against Liverpool, one of whom was former Chelsea midfielder Jorginho. The Italian was given man of the match and was lauded for his cool head in the middle of the park. And speaking to the press about Jorginho yesterday, Arteta has admitted he is delighted with his experienced midfielder. He said, "I'm really happy with him, that's all I can say on that. The contract situation is more for Edu and the board to manage, but his implication and his capacity he has in big games to affect matches is tremendous, and he was great against Liverpool." There were those who doubted Mikel Arteta when he decided to splash out around £12 million on signing Jorginho. Over time, it's proved a masterstroke. The experienced midfielder is ideal in those pressure cooker style games we saw last week and with Liverpool. In a game so frantic, a cool head was needed, and Jorginho was definitely that. Yes, going into the future, Arsenal might need someone a bit different to come into the squad, but for now, Jorginho is a key player and will have big moments between now and May. Arsenal might end up falling short of the title in the end, given how good Man City and Liverpool are, but if they do manage to sneak it, then you can bet your bottom dollar that Jorginho has played a key role. Fabrizio Romano says Arsenal player now a step closer to out-of-window move away. Arsenal winger Marquinhos appears to be edging ever closer to move away from the Emirates Stadium. Over the past few days, speculation linking the Gunners' talent with an initial loan move to Brazilian outlet Fluminense has been intensifying. Fabrizio Romano has been on the case, providing updates on the state of play involving Arsenal, Marquinhos, and Fluminense. On a Friday afternoon, the Transfer Insider took to X with an update that suggests the Gunners' attacker is a step closer to a move. Romano reported that Fluminense are now in the process of preparing the formal documents for the Marquinhos deal to be completed with Arsenal. Romano said, "Loan move agreed and also confirmed by Flu manager Dennis, matter of time." For context, Fluminense head coach Fernando Dennis recently told ESPN Brazil, Marquinhos is probably coming back. A few days ago, Romano said on X that Arsenal and Fluminense had agreed on an initial loan deal, also relying on use of a buy option clause. The 20-year-old began his career at Sao Paulo before moving to Arsenal in the summer of 2022, where there were high hopes for him. In September 2022, Marquinhos has made his Arsenal debut in a Europa League outing against Zurich and was absolutely outstanding in the 2-1 win. However, Marquinhos hasn't really kicked on at Arsenal. Last year, he went out on loan to Norwich but only made 11 appearances, and last summer, the Gunners sent him out on loan to French club Nantes in the first half of the season, but again, things didn't quite go to plan. The Brazilian made just 7 appearances for the League One club for a total of 150 minutes of competitive football and was recalled. Now, it looks like Marquinhos' next loan move could see him leave Arsenal permanently. If he does well, then Fluminense will reportedly have the option to buy him. World-class player is expected to sign for Arsenal. Edu thinks he can get him for £60 million. Ivan Toney to Arsenal was the biggest transfer rumor heading into the January transfer window, but nothing came of this one in the winter window. However, now that the January window has closed, speculation around a summer move has already started. Thomas Frank has already admitted that the striker will likely leave in the summer, and as you can imagine, Arsenal are very much in that conversation once again. According to Sportslance, Toney may well be available for as low as £60 million this summer, a significant discount on his £100 million price tag in January. However, the most intriguing part of Sportsland's report is that they state that Arsenal are his expected destination. Toney is supposedly expected to sign for Arsenal this summer, and that is very exciting to say the least. The world-class striker could be exactly what Arsenal need to go to the next level. He is that penalty box predator that the Gunners have been missing for so long. He knows where the back of the net is, he can bully centre-backs, and he can also link up the play very well. Edu has done a brilliant job of building this Arsenal squad in recent years, but if he can land Toney this summer for just £60 million, that would be the icing on the cake. Of course, we talk about Arsenal reaching the next level if they sign someone like Toney, but after a win against Liverpool over the weekend, there is every chance that Toney joins Arsenal this summer as Premier League champions or even European champions if the stars align properly. Arsenal are a real force to be reckoned with, but if they add Toney to this already impressive roster of attacking talent, they will be serious contenders for the very top honors next season. This is certainly a situation to keep an eye on heading into the summer. Arsenal and Man City could be set to battle for Barcelona star. Arsenal and Man City have expressed interest in Frank de Jong's situation as the midfielder could potentially leave Barcelona. According to HITC, both Arsenal and Manchester City could compete for de Jong's signature in the summer, as they have approached Barcelona and requested to be kept informed about the midfielder situation. Barcelona may consider selling him to bolster their finances given their current financial challenges. De Jong emphasized his comfort at Barcelona and his enjoyment of living in the city when Manchester United showed interest in him in the summer of 2022. However, the primary reason for his preference to stay at Barcelona was the deferred wages owed to him by the club. Nonetheless, his stance could potentially change in the upcoming summer transfer window. Despite Barca reportedly considering offering the Dutchman a new deal earlier in the season, they may entertain the idea of selling the midfielder if they receive a significantly lucrative offer. Several clubs would be interested, including Manchester United, although Arsenal and Manchester City now seem to be the front runners for his signature. Arsenal and Manchester City engaged in a battle for Declan Rice last summer, with the Gunners ultimately securing his signature. Guardiola had been keen on signing a new midfielder following the departure of Ilkay Gundogan and had also set his sights on other targets such as Joao Neves ahead of the summer transfer window. Now it appears as though they are set to battle once again more in the transfer market for another marquee midfielder. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.